It has been one of the most dominant global narratives. Tesla is going to conquer the auto world. Analysts, industry executives, fans on the internet, and even the media have looked on with awe as Tesla last year briefly became more valuable than the rest of the auto industry combined. But is that narrative changing now? Let's take a quick look. A lot of what I'm going to present is from sources like IHS Markit, S&E Research, Bernstein, and many other sources. So let's dive straight in. This is what Tesla did from May 2020 to January 2021. Tesla went up 440% in market value. A comparison with the traditional older auto companies, is not even worth a look, as you can clearly see. And why not? Tesla has a leading 17% share of the global electric vehicle market. This includes battery electric vehicles and plug-in electric, hybrid electric vehicles as well. Tesla has managed to keep its share steady in the tough year of 2020 over 2019. Tesla's Model 3 is top of the table when you look at top-selling battery electric vehicles globally. Others all are far behind. And this is still a very small market, relatively speaking. The global EV penetration is only around 4%. But investors in the marketplace look at the future, what can be rather than what is. Out of the 90 million vehicles sold in 2019 before the pandemic hit, it is estimated that Tesla has products which can target 75 million vehicles. So it's a big opportunity, no doubt. Now this right here is data which builds on government targets around the world and projects that in less than 20 years from now, EVs will be 74% of the market. So the market is projected to be huge. But why has the stock market written off older traditional automakers? This right here is a quick look at the big assumptions which has driven this de-rating of the older automakers and what the facts on the ground are currently. Where we actually stand as of now. There are 3 points. Let's go one by one. Number one, while internal combustion engine vehicles are expected to lose market share rapidly in the coming years, it's not as if all of that is going to pure EV makers like Tesla. In Western Europe, for example, Volkswagen is already the leader in EVs. Number two, there were assumptions that shared mobility, Ubers, for example, are the future of personal mobility. Even in the US, they're only about 1.5% of total miles driven. Then there is the pandemic push towards personal mobility. Number three, the assumption that AI, autonomous vehicles, will solve the problem of traffic jams and pollution. Well, this one is far out into the future. It's sort of nowhere in the horizon, too expensive. So has the market, the stock market, started paying attention to some of these factors, this changing narrative? Well, yes. Look at this right here. From its peak on the 8th of Jan this year, Tesla is down about 26%. The older traditional automakers are up anything between 40 and 89%. Volkswagen is the leader there with that big 89% jump. What has also helped is the aggressive electrification guidance coming in from the older legacy automakers. Look at the guidance from companies like Toyota, Volkswagen, Hyundai, GM, Honda, etc. These companies already sell electric vehicles, many of which are doing quite well. Also in terms of looks and technical performance, they fare quite well. Some of them do much better than dedicated EV platforms like Tesla. I'm going to wrap this up with a quick look at auto company valuations. If the traditional automakers are really going on with their EV plans aggressively, can the valuation gap narrow? Well, even after Tesla's underperformance vis-a-vis traditional automakers, the gap still remains huge, as you can see. While traditional automakers, which are on average traded between 8 times to 17 times, depending on the region you look at, Tesla trades at 118 times forward earnings. So I'm going to sort of wind this up with a question. Is this narrative changing? Already today, remember, the vast majority of EVs around the world are sold by traditional automakers. While there is little doubt, most agree that EVs are going to be the future. Is Tesla going to be a dominant player or just a leading player in a marketplace with lots of meaningfully large competitors? Time will tell.